It's time, and it's episode 92 of the ATM podcast. Mark Watson, broadcaster extraordinaire, a man of much international acclaim, joining us. We're going to rattle through a few topics.
Apologise to me!
I know you've been in China, mate, but the All Blacks have played 2 against England. I gave it a B, which is a pass mark for the All Blacks, and I was pleased that Scott Robertson said afterwards that, hey, we've learned a lot of lessons and it's a hell of a lot easier. I'm paraphrasing here, learning lessons when you've won as opposed to lost. So I kind of like the fact that he is realistic about neither performance was great.
Yeah, no, look, I think you're very generous giving them a B. I'm more around the C+. I expect a lot more, mate. I mean, there are 2 tests we could have lost. We spoke last week, didn't we, Martin, about these guys coming to the coaching group coming together, since about November last year. This is not a great England team if you look at what they've achieved in the last sort of 6 or 7 months. Yes, okay, they got through to the semi-finals of the Rugby World Cup, but you've only got to look at the side of the draw they were on. I'm disappointed. I'll say it. I just think there are too many coaches. I still think it's just coaching by committee. I think Scott Robertson's just got to actually start doing the coaching and just back his own instincts and own intuition and just bring it back to the basics. I mean, 6, 7 coaches, really.
The line-out one hasn't worked, mate, for a start.
No, but we keep going on. I mean, Cody Taylor's had line-out issues for years, and yet we still persist. Yet we still wonder why the line-out's not working. And so, yeah, I'm frustrated with you. Look, I'm with Justin. I'm with you. I just want to win All Black tests.
Yeah,
and if we win ugly, we win ugly, and we ended up winning. So that is, I guess, that's a real positive. But as we've been exposed with this rush defence, we still haven't seemed to find an answer to it. I still don't know after 2 tests where the innovation is from Scott Robertson, what the new style is, because it just looks the same as every All Black team in the last 10 years. As we said last week, let's just maybe 1 or 2 rucks up the middle. Let's go wide. Let's try and play with pace. And yeah, we just seem to lack cohesion. Same things as we spoke last week. I'm sorry, Rieko Awani to me is just not an All Black.
No, I mean, he's had 30 or 40 tests. Yeah,
we don't seem to have enough punch out wide. I just want to see Ardie Savea play at 7. I think that just gives us more options than at 8 and 6. But look, they're going to obviously bring some changes for the Fiji game. But then I sit there and go, why?
Yeah, I mean it's a glorified training run, mate. I mean, that's what it is, and we all know that.
But I know, but you've got another week. You've got then time off before we end up sort of moving on to a bigger fish, I guess, than, say, maybe England. We've talked a lot about the not having had enough game time. Well, why not play the same group again with maybe just 2 changes, knowing that they then have a bit of a break? I don't like this sort of almost franchise mentality of the All Blacks when we come up against a lesser team. We put on the B side. To me, it's just franchise rugby. Put your best team out and allow them even further time to get greater cohesion. So yeah, I'd imagine we are going to see the likes of Tosi Moa, those players that haven't played, been given a start this week against Fiji.
Just on the All Blacks there, and there's an article and stuff yesterday, and it was just so predictable. It was written by Zoe George, which you already know what it's going to be about then. And this was attacking the ACC for some comments made about the England physio and the work she was doing on one of their players, and whether it looked like some kind of simulated sex act or whatever it was, and they put it out on social media. And look, I just get so tired of this kind of stuff. It's designed for clickbait. The reason it's written and the reason that stuff, dude, is it is for clickbait. But I'm not a great fan of the ACC. I admire what they do and the audience that they get, and it's for that audience. It's just not for me. I find it all a little bit kind of childish, and I look and I don't want to be critical, but I respect the fact that they're there, that they attract who they attract. And Mark, it's got a PIN number on it, and it's got an adults-only thing on it. And so therefore, if you don't like it, don't go to it, don't watch it, and don't bloody complain about it.
Yeah, look, completely agree. Look, I'm like you. I'm not a big fan of the ACC. I think there are some guys who are legitimately funny. Like I think James McConey has a natural sense. No question. He has a natural sense of humour, and he's a guy that is just, he is. He's
sharp. Been around a long time. I find
a lot of it just forced and contrived. And I think any time that you're trying to force comedy, it doesn't work. Look, if you take a highlights reel of what they've done and take the best clips, yes, it is funny. Can you maintain that for 80 minutes with the talent of they've got? Probably not. not. I find it quite cringeworthy. But as you said, it does have an audience. It does have a niche. Now, you understand what they are, who they are. You have to enter a PIN code. It's R18 plus. If they want to then have some sexual innuendo as part of their comedy regarding the female physio, it is what it is. But for them, people to come out and try and cancel them and complain is absolutely and utterly ridiculous.
And I will defend them to the hilt on the fact that what they do is what they do. And if you don't like it, don't look at it.
Yeah, look, I remember that left-wing communist socialist outfit, the spin-off, having a crack at myself and a colleague on a show we did on a Monday. And look, in hindsight, it wasn't great broadcasting from us, but the show was called Controversy Corner. It was 9 o'clock on a Monday, and yes, it was controversial. Did they take some of the comments out of context? Absolutely. But they basically cancelled us. I mean, it had a huge impact on my career. In hindsight, it wasn't the smartest stuff to do, but you also understand who your audience is, who you're broadcasting to. We're broadcasting late at night to predominantly a male audience who are hardcore rugby and rugby league fans. And it was sort of maybe said in jest. And this is a similar situation. And I just get sick and tired of the cancel culture that still goes on. There was an article the other day, I think it was in the New Zealand Herald, and I'm certainly not having a crack at the Herald, saying what's ever happened to the great commercials? Is everybody afraid to take a risk now?
Yeah, they are.
Of course they are.
People like them have had the reason that nobody does take a risk.
Yeah, but the very people that are writing that article are the same people that are going to absolutely rip you to pieces for doing the damn thing if you do it. Mm-hmm. So it's like, come on. Of course, everyone's terrified these days, Martin. But I just want to say that again. Look, I was really pleased on the weekend Justin was back as the expert comments guy. He is the best analyst in the game by a mile. No disrespect to Mills Moilena. Justin just sees it better. I think he's just a better broadcaster, whether he works with Nisbo or whether he works with Tony. What still disappointed me is you turn into Sky, and then we've got 2 males and 2 women, and they're doing the analysis. And I'm sorry, I don't want to keep going on this. When you say, hey, drop a player, well, who are you going to bring in? So we had the argument, let's drop Kieran Reid. Well, who do you bring in at number 8? And you go, well, okay, that's a really good point. Well, I can tell you, there are 400 former bloody All Blacks that should be in there ahead of the Taylor Johnsons. I want to hear from the Ian Jones telling me what they need to do to sort the line out from the week before. I want genuine experts in there. I want players who have played for the All Blacks at the highest level. I am still just sick and damn tired of this gender politics constantly thrown on us from Sky Television and Sophie Maloney because of this feminist agenda that runs through that damn organisation. I switch on, I just switch straight off. Now, this is an organisation that is struggling for revenue. Everybody's struggling for advertising revenue. Just put your damn best people in there, man.
Totally agree, mate.
Apologise to me!